Hey, the volume up. All right, we turn the volume up all the way up. Everybody, thank you for tuning in today. I have a special announcement. No, I'm not pregnant. No, I'm not getting married. Gotcha. Yeah, I know. I could have waited to the very end, but just want to let you all know that I am going to be taking a brief vacation from Let's Talk with Shantae every year. Since I started the show, I hardly ever take a real break. And if I do, I still come on the show. But I'm going to take a little brief intermission. Brief as in maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I have an addiction to this show to where I might not even take this break, but I'm going to give it a shot. I need to have a little bit of time so I can gather more resources and more information. Sometimes I like to look at the show from the outside looking in, and while I'm in the process of doing the show, I don't have time to do that. So it's part of my process. I do it all the time. I try to see what could make the show more exciting, what could make the show more invigorating for my viewers and my listeners out there. It's really important for me to keep you interested in the show. I know there's lots of shows out there that you can watch, lots of shows you can listen to. I know there's an abundance of other things in life going on that obviously could be more interesting than watching my show. So, sign all curled up over here. But I definitely want to, keep the appeal, keep everybody tuned in as much and as often as possible. And without really bending your arm and twisting your leg and pulling your teeth and all that other stuff. Yesterday, I was supposed to air a show called When Live Stream Goes Wrong. It didn't air, so I have to wait a little while to upload it. So you'll have to listen to it later when it gets loaded up into the system. But it was covering the most recent situation, not just this one, but this prompted me with the Steve Stevens guy who from the Cleveland, Ohio area, who went on a personal rampage and claims to have taken 15 lives, and only one of a 70-year-old man has been verified, which they say he committed a murder of this 74-year-old man live on Facebook live stream. I know Facebook is getting a lot of it's getting a lot of outpour of people saying that it took 23 minutes after the situation for them to take it down, but you have to understand that live streaming was not originally designated for people to commit on-air crimes. You understand what I'm saying? When business people, and yes, we all know you have to do the pros and the cons. I'm pretty sure that's not something that they're thinking. I mean, what criminal mind would want evidence of what they're doing, except the dumb ones that want to get caught, or the ones who have reached a level of psychoticism that thinks that doing crimes on air is like porno to the murderer's eye. I don't know. I'm very saddened that this had to happen to someone who wasn't even bothering this man. This man was just out minding his own business, just getting recyclables and, just living his life at 74 years young. Goodness gracious. You know how many of our black men don't make it nowhere near. They don't even make it to half that age. And then here's some 37-year-old guy just takes it upon himself. I mean, you half this man's age and you take his life. I think that's horrible. And then in the end, take your own life. Like, why didn't you just take your own life to get with if everything was so bad? So I did get to see the part of the video where he was saying his own testimony as to why he believed he had a breaking point. He's saying his girlfriend broke up with him and he gambled away all of his possessions. He has nothing, and at this point, this is just, he just didn't know what else to do, and he decided he's gonna go around killing people until, and I'm just like, could you have at least started with the people who you were gambling with and they got you for your money? I mean, there has to be some kind of rhetorical to this. There has to be some kind of rhyme or reason to this. Some method to the madness is how I see it. It's like, I never want to put myself in that shoe, but I just keep thinking to myself, like, if a person wanted to snap, if a person wanted to go ballistic per se, why not do it towards the people that actually gave you problems that you believe? For instance, you said your girlfriend broke up with you. Not that I think killing your girlfriend would have made anything better, but she was the one who broke up with you. You should have taken your frustrations in her direction. I mean, why this random man who was just minding his business didn't even bother you? Probably didn't even know you were having a bad day. So anyway, long story short, this guy went around and he claimed that he was going to North Carolina, which was his loophole. He threw that. And I have this thought that he also said that he's going to kill or has killed 15 other people. I believe to some degree that that could be a loophole as well, being that there's no evidence so far of any other bodies of people missing and stuff linked to him. I think that those were just things he was doing to throw people off, to have the detective searching in areas or, on guard for something, uh, you know, in that immediate area. Um, I figured he would head north. I figured he would go to New York, lay low, and then head, further up to the mountains, even so far as to try to find a way into Canada to where, basically nobody's going to be looking for you in Canada. You understand where I'm coming from? How he would get there, I don't know. But it's still questionable to me how he got as far as Erie, Pennsylvania from Ohio in less than 2 days without nobody recognizing his car, nobody recognizing him. You got to stop for gas. You got to stop for food. You got to stop for rest. Even in rest areas, the cops come and they do, surveillance drive around. So I don't quite understand how that man got to where he could. But it all ended in him pulling the trigger on himself and committing suicide and dying that way, opposed to the officers being able to apprehend him and give him some questioning and get some kind of understanding as to what was going on. To be honest, being that he was saying that he worked with mental people and things of that nature, and then later on I see that it wasn't that he worked with mental people, but that he worked with the youth. I think he could have gotten away with claiming some type of a mental breakdown. I think he would have still gotten some type of charge. But if you ain't done nothing before and this is your first heinous crime, I think unfortunately it would have been a slap on the wrist for him. But what I want to say out there, y'all, if you're in a relationship, if you have a gambling problem, if you have an addiction, if you have emotional instability, if you're having issues dealing with life, don't be so cruel to take it out on other people. Other people in the world who have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the problem that you're going through. Understand that you're going through your situation so you can become stronger in this life. Um, so that way you can not only be an example of how to overcome a challenge or adversity, but more so to show yourself that you are fully capable of getting through something so challenging. And it is challenging. Everybody who's ever had a relationship has gone through a breakup. And yes, the feelings hurt. You don't want to imagine the person that you've been with someone else. You don't want to imagine life without that person. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to deal with the facts that it's over and it didn't work out, and now all of the people who were happy to see you together are now wondering why y'all are not together, you know. So there's so many elements to that understands about a breakup. Me personally, I've lost my belongings. I mean, stuff I worked hard for. How many times? 4 times? At least 4 times in my life. I'm only 37 years old, okay? I've lost almost when I say almost everything, I literally mean almost everything. Photos, memorabilia, paperwork, documents, personal things that I've earned, things I used to keep my belongings since I was a little girl. Okay? I don't have those things because I've lost things along the way. Not being like losing things like, oops, I forgot where I put it. No, but like losing my possessions, my worldly possessions. And you know what happens? When those things are gone from me, God gives me something even better in the end. It's like, okay, those things are gone, but something else. So please understand that these things that we come to know, they're temporary, they're temperate. It's not for us to have forever anyway. So you can't be so obsessed with these things and go boo hoo hoo, it's all gone, and try to hurt somebody else because you've lost material possessions. You can go out and you can find other material possessions by earning them all over again. And what you'll come to find is technology has improved. You'll come to find that different things that you come into having have improved. 90 seconds. So I just wanted to share a little bit more because there is now some semi closure to that situation. It's very sad that um, it's very sad that networks that feature these live broadcasting platforms are now being labeled bad. No one wants to show the good, how people use it to announce a marriage or a baby being born, a graduation, an anniversary, good things, something they learn, something that they're doing positive in their community or in their lives in general. I think it's sad that people are abusing such platforms, and I do hope that there will be um, more factors in place, more actions that can be taken. Shame on the people that sat there and watched that video and didn't make no complaint till the very end, till there actually was a problem. I think that's another problem. That's like when a fight occurs and everybody pulls out their phone and they want to record, but nobody wants to call 911. Nobody wants to step in and stop the fight. Nobody wants to do anything that could help resolve the issue. Everybody wants to be a spectator until things go really bad, and then everybody's like, oh, that was wrong. This is your girl Shantae Sexy on Let's Talk with Shantae. I made a special announcement earlier that I'm going to take a little break so I can reevaluate and recoup, grab up some more stuff. But you know, it's really hard to take a break. I was supposed to be on my vacation from the show started today, but it's so hard to do it because things keep happening, and I love to talk about it. But this is your girl Shantae Sexy on Let's Talk with Shantae. I do appreciate you tuning in this lovely evening, and I hope and I'm praying for each and every one of us here on this earth. There's so much going on, and there's so much going on and so little that we could do at times. And I just want to let you know it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what you're going through. I can't say that I'm thinking about you, but I'm saying that my heart and my soul is praying for each and every one of us on this planet for our safety, for our protection, and overall so that we can have some completion in this world. Well, I thank you all for tuning in again. Whew! got a little bit too deep today. Thanks so much for tuning in to Girl Let's. This is not your girl Let's Talk. This is your girl Shantae Sexy on Let's Talk with Shantae right here on the Blog Talk Radio Network, www.ltwsradio.com, or you can email me directly, shantaesexy@ltwsradio.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great one. Oh, I'm also on Facebook. Check me out. Peace. What? Yes, if you missed it, you missed. I'm is out. Bye-bye.